RN numbers and how you can use them to help determine your clothing item's age. What are RN numbers? RN numbers, or Registered Identification Numbers, are numbers that were issued by the FTC upon request to businesses within the U.S. that either manufacture, import, distribute, or sell textile, wool, or fur products. Now, these businesses are not required to have RNs. However, they can use the RN number instead of a name on the label or in addition to the name on the label or tag that is required to be affixed to the products. Now here's a quick history of the WPL and the RN numbers. The Wool Products Labeling Act issued WPL numbers from 1941 through 1959. These numbers predate and run at the same time as when the RN numbers were first issued. WPL numbers start at 00101 and end at 13669. The Fur Products Labeling Act issued RN numbers from 1952 through 1959, at which point the WPL numbers were no longer used, yet RN numbers continue. Now online we found an equation which isn't exact, but it gives us a really good estimate of the year in which the article of clothing could first have been produced by using the RN number. It's the manufacture year equation. It takes a couple things into consideration, and it does an average, which isn't obviously exact. However, it will help us out. And how this helps us out is it will allow us to determine that an article of clothing could not have been made before, say, 1972. It's not necessarily saying that it was made in 1972, but it couldn't have been a dress made in the 60s. So you're going to start off by taking the RN number on your article of clothing, and you're going to subtract 13,670 from this. What this number is it's the first RN number issued after the WPL numbers were no longer used. This is going to give you X. Now from here, you're going to divide that number by 2,635. And what that number is, the 2,635, that is the average number of RN numbers that were issued per year. That's going to go ahead and give you Y. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to add that number to 1959, and that will be the year the RN number was issued. Again, it's not going to be exact, but it's going to at least be able to tell you that this dress that looks like it could be a 60s dress, but you're not sure if it's a 60s dress, and say you come up with 1982, obviously it could not have been made in 1960. Make sure to check us out on Facebook at Vintage Thrifter Resellers. We are an online community of people who love vintage and antique items, and we work together to try and promote our items and network within the vintage and antique communities. I will be creating a cheat sheet to use in place of the equation that you'll be able to quickly reference to determine the year for your clothing item. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure to check out the Cassini video that's on my page. Hopefully you guys find it useful. Thank you.